Welcome back, Twisters, and hey there, hockey fans. Nick here, and today I'll share with you my hockey hat collection. So I noticed, man, I've got a lot of lids, and I've been collecting them, especially over the last couple of years, and so I decided why not actually showcase all of these in one video. So primarily, we have NHL hats, but we also have a few hats from other leagues, in addition to some other sports too. So let me know down in those comments below, do you have a hockey hat collection or a hat collection of any sort? And whether or not you like hats or jerseys or just overall appreciate logos and aesthetics, I definitely encourage you to join the Twist Brigade by clicking that red subscribe button down below. And a totally shameless plug, make sure you see the video description for a link to our merch store because we're selling beanies like this one here, a couple varieties of hats as well. So it makes a great gift this holiday season for yourself. So treat yourself there, Twisters. Let's get started. I'm going to actually do this by each NHL division, and then we'll look at my other hockey hats and other sports teams as well. So we're going to start with the Central Division. I have 3 hats to showcase here. And first and foremost, take a look at this one here. This old school St. Louis Blues. You can see the red in the branding there. This is a CCM cap. I'll show you on the back too, because we've got the Blues logo. Again, there's a little bit of red trim in there as well, if you can see that. And this is an old cap, obviously. This is at least 25 years old, more or less. And my friend actually got this for me. He said that when he was younger, he was collecting like cereal box labels or something like that. He sent them in and he got this hat for it, and he decided to let me have it for this channel. I love it, man. It's got a great bill. You even have the green on the underside, just like they used to do it. And yeah, it's just kind of an interesting rendition of the Blues brand overall. Next up, we have the Arizona Coyotes, and a few years ago, I bought this 5950 New Era snapback. So it's got the burgundy brim and the black body of the hat. I don't really know what you call that, the cap part. I love the black and white logo with this. It's overall pretty simplistic, but I think it's a great articulation of the Coyotes brand at that time. Obviously, they're using the Kachina now, but nonetheless, I still think that this is a fairly fashionable lid. And lastly, for the Central Division, I have this Chicago Blackhawks cap. And as you can see here, it says Original 6 Hockey, and it has one of the older Blackhawks logos from the Original 6 era. You've also got, I like this quite a bit, the old NHL shield on the side, and you have CCM on the back here as well. Again, I think I got this one from Fanatics, if not lids. And speaking of Original 6 Hockey, we're going to continue that theme here with the Atlantic Division. And just like the Blackhawks, I also have a Montreal Canadiens snapback with that Original 6 Hockey on there. And as you can probably tell as well, the original NHL shield, or the classic one from that era, and the CCM label on the back. I love it because these are actually a felt logo. And you have the two-tone, of course, with the red primary and the in this case, a darker blue brim, and the Blackhawks one was also two-toned. You'll see in this video, I actually really like two-tone hats quite a bit. Continuing the Original 6 theme here, we have the Detroit Red Wings, and this is also a snapback. I have a lot of snapbacks because I like how you can adjust them, because my hair, it's longer these days, but it's been shorter in the past, and so that's why I opted for something like this. You've got the silver brim here, or the light gray brim, and I actually think that works pretty well with the Red Wings. You think of the 2017 Heritage Classic, or Centennial Classic, excuse me, that they played in, and they had silver accents on their jersey. I also like how you have this Eastern Conference patch, although I do miss when the Red Wings played in the Western Conference. And of course, you got the little 47 logo here as well. We've got 3 more hats in the Atlantic Division. So I have the Tampa Bay Lightning here. And yeah, this is overall a pretty plain hat, but it is quite comfortable. It is stretch fit, and as you can see, we have the logo on the back here as well. This is also New Era, and I got this at the Lightning team store because I went to a game, God now, almost 4 years ago when they played the Toronto Maple Leafs, so I had this as my souvenir, and this is just a great comfy hat to wear. We also have 2 beanies from this division, or toques, and first and foremost, we have the Boston Bruins, and I love the cuff on this one. I think that is a thing of beauty. And of course, you've got this sort of winter hockey sort of vibe here, and the black and yellow pom-pom. This is an Adidas beanie, and it was actually given to me by a subscriber. So Jean and Valerie, they're big fans of this channel. They sent me this along with an Atlanta Thrashers jersey and a New York Rangers jersey as a sort of sympathy gift for going through shoulder surgery. So thank you guys so much. Very cozy toque, I have to say. And this has to be my favorite hat out of the Atlantic Division. This is a Buffalo Sabres beanie, And this was actually produced a few years ago because the team played in the 2018 Winter Classic. So you have the Winter Classic emblem here as well. Now this one actually had a pom-pom on it, but I took it off because I think it actually looks pretty good without it, frankly. I have a couple other hats like that here as well. Love the classic Sabres logo. You have even NY here. That's why you know it's from that Winter Classic. Let's move on to the Metropolitan Division. So I have 4 hats here. And the first one is this beautiful two-toned Philadelphia Flyers fitted hat here. It is a new era, and I love orange and black. You'll see a little bit later why so. You gotta love this Philadelphia Flyers logo. I've said this before, but I think in some ways it might be the best logo in hockey just because of how it can be applied in so many different formats. You also have the beautiful little orange dot there for that pop. I think I got this one again, probably from Lids, and just aesthetically, it's probably one of my favorite, I'd say 6 or 7 hats in my collection. Next up in my collection, I have this beautiful Statue of Liberty New York Rangers hat. Again, two-toned with the gray or silver brim here. And on the back, you have a red snap band, and you also have the text New York. So it looks kind of awkward when I'm wearing this backwards, so usually I do wear it forward. I think this was included unexpectedly from an eBay seller. So I bought a Statue of Liberty jersey, and then he also included this hat in there as well. I think I paid $65. And then I have 2 hats from the same franchise. I think I just shared it with you right there. Carolina Hurricanes. This is one of the first hats I bought after I started this channel, and I absolutely love it because it doesn't look like a sports team necessarily, especially with this light gray. It looks like just kind of like a fashion cap, and overall, I like it quite a bit. And on the back, you have the NHL shield, and underneath, you have this red brim here too. And the other hat is actually this beautiful Hartford Whalers. It is a flex fit hat that I bought off of 47 brand, and it's super lightweight and comfortable. That's what it's meant to be. The material here is very good as well versus something like Fanatics. So 47 brand, I can't recommend them enough. And of course, you got this classic logo here. I want to get a Nordiques hat at some point, but I'm glad I have some sort of form of the Whalers here. You also have Hartford Whalers on the back, and that looks just killer, absolutely. So this is a great summer hat. And then for the Pacific Division, I only have 3 teams, but I have 7 hats in total. So the first one I'll share with you, this is just gorgeous, absolutely. This is an Atlanta Flames hat, and you have a great logo on the front. I think I like this one more than the actual Calgary Flames logo. This is a new era snapback, and it actually has a little patch here from the inaugural season, and I think that is before they actually played in the NHL. They were still part of the WHA. The only thing I wish were different, I wish the little dot on top was yellow. That would have been perfect. But other than that, this is a really cool hat, one of the more unique hats in my collection. Because I live in North Idaho, I now have 3 Seattle Kraken hats. Now the first one I would share with you here, but I'm currently drying it right now. So you guys have probably seen it on here before. It's just straight up deep sea blue with the Seattle Kraken logo on there. It's an Adidas snapback. I wear it quite a bit. I had to wash it. That's the reason why. The next one I'll share with you is a beanie. And this is a 47 brand Seattle Kraken beanie with this kind of heathered navy blue here. And of course the primary logo. This is so comfortable. Again, 47 brand in terms of quality is at the top of the chain without question. Ahead of New Era, easily ahead of Fanatics. And this is really big though. It's a huge cuffed beanie, but despite that, I have a small head too. I still really like this quite a bit. It's gonna come in handy here now that we're into the colder months. And lastly, this is just gorgeous. Some of you might have seen this with my most recent vlog from Climate Pledge Arena. This is a two-tone New Era Seattle Kraken fitted cap here with the secondary logo, with the Space Needle at the very top of that anchor. With this hat, I love the ice blue. It's a pretty unique color as well. And on the back, you have this wonderful Seattle Kraken text. Check that out. They did a great job with that. Now, I don't think you can get this on fanatics.com, so I only was able to find this at the team store. There might be a couple sites online that sell this as well. I paid a pretty penny for this, but I'm going to take great care of it. And then lastly, we have my favorite team, the San Jose Sharks. The first hat that I'll share with you here is a hat that I got at my local Lids in San Jose when I still lived there. And this is actually signed by Martin Jones. I brought this to a fan fest a few years ago, and I bought this for only $5. It was on sale, and it's a great hat. It's Adidas, it's a stretch fit. It's got the 100 anniversary emblem there, in addition to this the same sort of texture that you find on jerseys as well for the NHL Shield. So this is a great value, and it's a hat that I don't ever see myself throwing out, even though Martin Jones isn't on the team anymore. And then I have two beanies for the Sharks. The first one I bought a few years ago. This is actually from the Reebok era, and it's just a simple beanie here with the primary striping for the team. I just really like how this looks in a variety of outfits, and yeah, it was the first like real Sharks beanie that I didn't see myself letting go. But the one I'm going to show you here, I absolutely love. This is my only Fanatics branded beanie, and this is the stealth theme for the Sharks. So of course you got the stealth band up here. It doesn't have that intricate pattern that they wear on the jerseys, but I think it still looks pretty darn solid anyway. It's actually really comfortable too. The inside, you have this different material as well. So for the cold months, it's going to be a great asset for me. And yeah, I love the stealth theme for the Sharks. I think that they should just keep that, even though I also love the heritage theme as well. And then I have a couple of non-NHL hockey hats. The first one I'll share with you here is my Spokane Chiefs hat. This is a fitted New Era hat, or a stretch fit, I should say. It's got this mesh design, which I like for the hot months, absolutely. And I like the Chiefs primarily in blue, although I'll probably get a red hat as well. That's their primary color. Nothing super fancy for this, but I bought it at the team store for a discounted price. And of course, I gotta rep the region. Next up, I bought this from rivercitysports.com, and this is a New York Americans beanie. So for those of you who don't know, the Americans played in the NHL primarily in the 1920s and 1930s. They had awesome jerseys, by the way. And I just thought it'd be cool to have this for the deal that I got it for. I think I got it for like $15 or $18. And then you also have the CCM emblem on this too. Just a really cool kind of Rangers-esque beanie. And you probably can't really find many products like this out there. So I decided to just cash in, and I don't want to let it go. And then lastly, I have this snapback for the San Jose Barracuda. Of course, the Sharks AHL affiliate. They're going to have a new arena, I believe, next season. And this is orange and black, even though they primarily wear teal, just like the Sharks. But I figured that the orange really fits the Barracuda pretty well versus the Sharks. So that's why I decided to buy this one. Again, it's a snapback. Nothing really too fancy about this, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to represent the AHL team. And yeah, it also kind of fits in with another team that I'll show you later on. And then I have a total of 7 hats from other sports leagues. So we'll kick things off with my favorite American football team, and that is without question the Minnesota Vikings. I've been a fan since before the start of the 1998 season, and I bleed purple, and I forever will. I don't actually have a cap with me these days. I think the last one I had is now too small for me because of my flow, so I got to buy another one. But this one's really simple. I think I got it from Fanatics with some other stuff during a sale. But yeah, I absolutely have to have one of these. And you know what? You can see other people here in North Idaho wearing some Vikings here and there, although we are a little bit overrun by Packers fans. The next hat is really unique. This is a New Zealand All Blacks rugby hat, and this is actually a snapback. And I got this in New Zealand. I was there 2 years ago. I bought this in the South Island city of Queenstown, a great resort town, just one of the most beautiful parts of the world that I have ever seen. And yeah, I just love the design of it overall. I even bought an All Blacks hat for my dad. And yeah, you got the, of course, the silver, what is it called? The silver fern, which is the sort of like iconic plant of New Zealand, because if you flip it over, you can actually see the silver side. Now, for some of you Sharks fans out there and some of my NorCal peeps, you might want to look away because, dude, look how sick this hat is. Seattle Seahawks. I was at the game against the Arizona Cardinals most recently, and I had to go to the team store and just see what that was all about. I love the little branding strip on the side here. I'll hold that up a little bit closer because that is what they have on their uniforms. This has the NFL shield on the back as well. And I mean, the color scheme, this green, I dig it personally. I think it works really well with the logo and with the overall branding of this team. The Seahawks do it pretty darn well, I have to say. I was really blown away by my experience there at, I almost said CenturyLink, Lumen Field. So I had to add this in there. And I bought this for $27 and it is fitted. So why not? This is gorgeous, especially I live in Seahawks territory, so I can wear this around. I have 3 baseball hats, and the first one I've had longer than any other hat in my collection, I want to say, and that's a Philadelphia Phillies hat. So I kind of jumped on the bandwagon a little bit when they were, pretty darn good with Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, and I think Cole Hamels as well. So I was on the wagon, I decided to buy a cap, and yeah, I just decided to hang on to it. Next up, this will make my friends north of the border happy. I have this beautiful snapback of the Toronto Blue Jays. This is 47 brand. Again, it's a two-tone hat. I love the classic Blue Jays logo. I went to a game back in 1991, the year that they won the World Series, and I always loved this brand, or this logo and branding overall. It has the American League patch here on the side, so I like that quite a bit. And again, two-tone, powder blue. The Blue Jays, I'm so glad that they brought that stuff back. And then lastly, we have my favorite team here. That is the San Francisco Giants, orange and black, just like a couple other hats here, and two-toned. This is my favorite of the Giants hats. Of course, they have just the regular straight black one. I've had a couple of those in the past, and I might get another one, but I've had this one for the last few years. It is a fitted hat, and I wear it very proudly, even here in North Idaho, because yeah, there are some Giants fans out here. And then lastly, to conclude my hat collection, we have my favorite basketball team, even though they're really not around anymore, and that is the Seattle Supersonics. I love the classic logo, of course. This is a Mitchell & Ness fitted hat. I bought this 8 years ago in downtown Seattle at a shop called Simply Seattle. They have all kinds of Seattle sports merch, including the Supersonics, even if they're not a team anymore. I grew up watching Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf, who I saw at the Kraken game. So I absolutely had to put this one in my collection. And I think it's one of only 2 green hats that I have here as well. So that's gonna do it for my hat collection video. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. And if you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and hit the notifications bell. That way you know when I'm uploading content. I'll have many more unboxings for hats, for apparel, and for jerseys in the near future. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Nick, and I'll catch you Twisters later. Ciao.